Alright guys, Rab here, and today I want to talk about the CWL 2019 structure for, of course, the Black Ops 4 season, because I know that MLG and the CWL more generally are not necessarily the best at transmitting this stuff to the wider audience. Okay, they did announce it on the first day at Vegas, and I'll show you a clip in a second of that, or in a couple of minutes time, but they're not the best at transmitting all the rest of the knowledge. So this Pro League qualifier in January, I've had some questions on my videos about how exactly it works, what the format is, when it's taking place, where it's taking place, how can I watch, these sort of ideas. And also the division we're seeing between the professional scene and the amateur scene going forward from the Pro League as preparation for franchising, which is very likely to take place next year as it seems right now. Had a couple of questions as well at how you can watch the Pro Downs and the 2Ks, these sort of ideas. People are really new to competitive Call of Duty, so it's cool to be able to help them, and I'll leave all the relevant links in the description box below for those events. So firstly, before the video starts, I'll leave a link on screen, or I'll leave a timestamp on screen now to when the actual meat of the content starts, but I want to talk briefly about Patreon, because I've had a couple of queries about this, you could say, given that the analysis video I did a couple of days ago, hopefully you guys really enjoyed that, and I'll definitely be doing more going forwards, and I had a lot of great feedback from you guys how I can improve, so that's fantastic stuff. But I want to talk briefly about Patreon, because I had a couple of questions, people who might be interested in supporting my work, I guess, and I'm not 100% sure I want to go through with that. I'd be interested to hear your guys' opinions. So right now I'm making money through Google AdSense, basically, and if I was getting money through Patreon as well, I would somewhat feel obligated to try and make the same amount of videos every month, because right now I just earn based on what, how much work I put in effectively, whereas if I'm earning a set amount of money per month from like Patreon subscriptions, then it's like I kind of feel obligated to make more videos because people are paying the same amount, if you see what I mean. And, at the end of this month, I'm going away on holiday for New Year's. And then the end of January, I have exams. So definitely January is not going to be as good a month as this month has been. And I feel like there's maybe a conflict there. If I'm just earning money myself, then it's like, okay, it's fine. I can put more time towards work. But if people are putting a certain amount of money in, then I somewhat feel obligated to do that. I also have issues with what exactly I can offer them, because I don't want people to be putting in a £5 a month or, a £1 a month or whatever it would be, just for the sake of it. I want to be able to give something back to them for the support, and I don't know exactly what that can be. To be honest, even if you give $1 or $5 extra a month, it's not going to increase the amount of content I make. It's probably not going to increase like the quality, or because I think the quality right now is pretty much as good as I'm going to get, even though I want to get some sort of graphics done for like my YouTube header and stuff, which is crazy out of date, and maybe some stuff on Twitter as well. But apart from that, the quality probably isn't going to improve with whatever people donate, and also the different types of videos I do, probably it's like, given that amount of money, it's not going to make it easier for me to do interviews and stuff like this. So I don't exactly know what I can give back to people if they wanted to donate. Like, of course I could give you like early teasers, and I guess I could give you preferential treatment for content you would like to see. But then again, I don't even know if I want to necessarily do that. I like making the content I want to make. I don't want to feel obligated to make a video on what someone wants just because they're paying me money, if you know what I mean. Anyway, if you guys can think of any good things that I can give back to Patreons, and if you guys are really keen, then I'm not opposed to setting up Patreon or some sort of similar service. But I just wanted to make my questions clear on that front, and hopefully that clears some things up, and we'll see how it goes based on your responses in the comment section below. So let's crack on with the video. The CWL 2019 season, we've had CWL Las Vegas, of course, and we have the Pro League qualifier January 16th through 20th. So let's deal with that now. This is the official handbook, effectively, for the 2019 season. These are the potential offline activity events. The CWL Las Vegas, the CWL Opens are actually separated, which we'll get into. Pro League qualifier, the Pro League itself, the CWL finals, which is just the finals of the Pro League, immediately followed by the championships, the World Championships, which I think is a little bit of an interesting one. They also mention other sanctioned events, which is quite exciting. The possibility of like a Gfinity or a UMG or the Northern Arena like we saw last year to do an event would be pretty cool. That's still a possibility. So let me skip forward a little bit to here. The CWL Pro League Qualifier. This is what we're looking at right here. This event features a pool play stage followed by a double elimination bracket. So if you guys aren't aware of exactly how this works, these are the results from CWL Las Vegas, of course. course, the top 4 teams automatically qualify for the Pro League. Optic Gaming, E United, Splice, Luminosity, they're already confirmed in the Pro League. They cannot make roster changes, although I doubt the top 3 would. I think maybe LG could be an exception there, but the top 3 at least could not make roster changes until they're actually in the Pro League. Maybe they definitely have to play a few games, and then maybe there'll be a transfer window a little bit down the line. We heard there'll be transfer windows within the Pro League, but if you look here, the Pro League is pretty damn long. February all the way to July, it says. So, damn. I guess July maybe is just for the finals and the league ends in June, it seems like. But, damn, now that's a 5-month Pro League. There's got to be at least a few windows. I'm guessing at least 2, maybe 3 windows. But those guys can't change for at least the time being. Every other team below them to the top 32 qualified for this Pro League qualifier. So everyone from 6th place all the way down here to top 32. Adam Apicella here says that teams must maintain 3 out of 5 of their qualifying Vegas roster going into the Pro League qualifier, and the roster lock is January the 2nd. So I did a video a couple of days ago on the roster moves. That's when we'll know exactly what's gone on and when everything will have to be announced and confirmed by the organizations. Hopefully there'll be enough rumors to do another Roster Mania rumors video in a few days time. But anyway, back to the juice. The pool play stage will consist of 4 pools of 7 teams. So as I say, 28 teams. The top from 5th through 32nd, they qualify for this. The top 12 go through. Pretty interesting. It can't be a simple double elimination bracket getting 12 teams from 28. So the format they've got is actually really, really interesting. And I really like it. I think it's fantastic for getting the best teams out of this. 4 pools of 7 teams. The pools haven't been confirmed yet. I'm guessing they'll be confirmed after roster lock. Like, they're probably the start of January sometime. They'll do a pool play draw for this, playing a single round robin set of matches like we usually see in pool play. First and second place teams in each pool will automatically qualify for the Pro League. The 6th and 7th will be eliminated from the tournament. The remaining teams, so 3rd, 4th, 5th, will be placed in a 12-team double elimination bracket. The final 4 from this bracket will qualify for the Pro League, in addition to the 8 teams from the pool play stage. So let's have a look at how Gamepedia displays this. So these are all the teams effectively. So Team Sween, Lightning Panda, Spacey's team. These guys could make changes, but a lot of these I doubt will. Some of them definitely are. We've talked about Pittsburgh Knights, G2 and FaZe Clan almost certainly making changes at this point, even though nothing yet has been officially announced. So these are the teams that qualify for this tournament. Mindfreak also made a change yesterday. I don't know if this can also be seen here. Yeah, so Swifty has joined the roster. We're not yet sure who's going to be leaving. It seems to be Buzzo, maybe retiring or going to a coaching role or something like that. That's what people are saying at least. But yeah, Swifty's now joined the squad. I don't think they're going to be able to play 6v5, so someone's going to have to go. But anyway, this is what the pool play looks like. 7 teams. They haven't been determined yet. I'm wondering exactly how they're going to do that, whether they're going to do a pod by pro points. So you put, like, say the top 7 teams by pro points in a pod, and then, or the top 4 teams maybe, and then, yeah, the top 4 teams by pro points would make sense, and then you randomly distribute them between the pools, and you do the same thing for 5th through 8th, and then you randomly distribute those teams through the pools. That's one way to do it. Maybe they'll also do it off their Vegas placing, which is possible, but then again, if teams are making significant changes, how much does their Vegas placing really mean? But yeah, 4 pools of 7 teams, the top 2 auto qualify, and then 3, 4, 5 go on to play out the tournament. So it should be really interesting. Hopefully we'll see kind of a few upsets, because I don't want all the top teams to qualify automatically, and then like the bracket, which is super exciting, is played by teams that not many people care about, so maybe the viewership won't be so good, but then again, it's probably good at least for competitive play. So after the qualifier, we have the CWL Pro League, as I mentioned, running all the way through. And after this, the 3 future open events that any team, you can buy a team pass and you can go and attend at Fort Worth in Dallas, a UK event, which we'll talk about in a second, and Anaheim. So those are the 3 more opens. As I say, only, as I said before in a couple of videos ago, only 6 events this entire year. Las Vegas, Fort Worth, the UK event, Anaheim, the CWL Pro League finals, and of course the World Championship. But then again, we have this big qualifier event, and yeah, okay, we have some other 2Ks throughout the year. So, of course there's a Pro League. So we're not completely derived of content, but it's not as good as it could be, put it that way. Now, the qualifier is in Columbus, so that's 5 hours behind UK time. I thought I'd mention that in this video. If you're from the UK, the time zones are a bit of an issue, with Las Vegas being, I think it was 8 hours behind, wasn't it? Or maybe, I think it was 8 hours behind. The qualifier is going to be 5 hours behind. Fort Worth in Dallas is 6 hours behind, I believe. March 15th through 17th, so damn do we have a long time to wait before that one. Nothing official in February, but I guess I'll try and keep the content running regardless. Now, there's also these national qualifiers for the event, which is kind of interesting. There hasn't been too much details revealed on this yet. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, but definitely certain countries have the opportunity to qualify. And note that this is about 2 weeks before the event, because the UK event has not yet been determined. And yeah, so firstly, I just wanted to talk briefly about that. Once the teams get in the Pro League, those 16 teams are the only teams that will be in pool play for the future open events. As you see in Las Vegas, you have 16 teams in pools that are joined by one team that makes it through the open bracket. That's no longer a thing. The open bracket is now going to be completely separated from the championship bracket. The 16 Pro League teams are the only teams that can fight it out for glory at the very top. You get no chance if you're an open bracket team to make it into pools and play against the best. You instead have to play against other open bracket, or not necessarily open bracket, but yeah, basically open bracket and amateur teams to get your own amateur trophy. You have your own prize pool, all this stuff. Very similar to what the Contenders League is like in Overwatch, if you're aware of that. And the open stream is going to have its own stream, its own casters, I believe, as we kind of saw at Vegas. Again, I did make a video saying how that somewhat deprived the Bravo streams of having casters at this event. Maybe that can be resolved down the line. Maybe they need a few more casters, who knows. The UK event is the next interesting one. Now, just want to show you this clip that Benson says right here, so I'll shut up a second.
We have an event. We're heading across the pond, Ben, to the UK.
It's coming home, baby. Finally, I'm so excited. We can talk about it. We're going back to the UK. Birmingham was so good. You guys, the crowd, the atmosphere, unparalleled. Greatest Call of Duty event I've ever been a part of in terms of that. And we're coming back, which means everyone that was at Birmingham, you now have to come to London. Why? Because we want more events back over the pond. You got to turn out. We got to get loud. We got to get vocal.
So you hear that from Benson? He says you've got to come to London. Now, I don't know if that's a slip up or whether that just means like you've got to come to the UK, as in London's the capital. But it kind of seems to imply a little bit that the event will actually be in London. Now, people aren't really sure yet. For some reason, there's no yet confirmed date, but keep in mind, as I said, that this national qualifier is going on 2 weeks before Fort Worth, and the national qualifier here is going on in April, and also Anaheim is June 14th through 16th, which is also 8 hours behind UK time, so that's not very fun. The last two events haven't been confirmed yet, but hopefully the World Championship will be East Coast at least. Makes it easier for viewers around the world as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, the UK event with the national qualifier occurring in April, it would be very much presumed that this is an early May event. That's what I'm really hoping for. I went to Birmingham last year. It was absolutely fantastic. I really want to go to this event this year, of course. And yeah, if it's the end of May, it might be a bit of a struggle with my university exams, but it should be early May. It would make sense for it to be, given Anaheim, as I say. If it was end of May, it's only 2 weeks later, and it would be ages since Fort Worth at that point. And when the national qualifier occurring in April, maximum 2 weeks after that would be when the May event is. So I'm guessing it will be a reasonable time. And that's basically the timeline for this year. Now I want to talk about the online 2Ks and things that are going on as well. So if you guys are new to Call of Duty, you're not exactly sure how to watch all these events, twitch.tv/Call of Duty is your hub for all the major events. But other than that, you'll want to go on the Black Ops 4 Twitch directory page. And I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. I highly recommend you bookmark it, so you can go on there every so often. Every evening there's a load of pros streaming tournaments or S&D stars, all this stuff. Every weekend we have either a 2K or a pro down or something like that that people can play in. So, you know, if you're new to Call of Duty and you want to watch these sort of things, I'll leave all the relevant links in the description box below. And that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss for today. Champs is going to be in August, the CWL finals in July. A little bit of an interesting setup, how we have the World Finals, which is, okay, so I'm guessing out of the Pro League, the 16 teams, the best 8 teams will get into the global finals, and they'll play, you know, effectively stage 2 playoffs, what it was before. And then we have the CWL Championship is the next event in the next month, which effectively is the top 8 teams again, plus all the other teams. And likely the winner is, you know, the winner's very likely to be one of those 8 teams. But then again, that's not what we saw in World War II, so who knows what's going to happen down the line in Black Ops 4. So thank you so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you think I've earned it. A lot more content coming soon. As I say, I am going away at the end of this month, so I'm going to try and stack up a few videos in advance. It's getting very close to Christmas, so Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, and I'll probably say that again in a couple of days' time, but regardless, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.